My father didn't leave a will. He left a voicemail. Just 5 words. Go to locker 118. Alone. I didn't even know he had a locker. He'd been gone for 2 days, and I'd been staring at my phone replaying his message over and over. His voice cracked halfway through like he knew he wouldn't get another chance to speak. Mom told everyone it was a heart attack, but I'd seen the panic in her eyes when she deleted his call history. I managed to recover that one message, and now I couldn't think of anything else. The locker was at the downtown bus terminal, a place my father never used. He hated buses, said they smelled like lost souls. But there I was, clutching a key I'd found taped under his desk drawer. The terminal was nearly empty, just the low hum of fluorescent lights and the sound of rain outside. I found 118 wedged between 2 old metal lockers. My hands trembled as I turned the key. Inside was a single brown envelope, thick with papers, and a small velvet jewelry box. I opened it first. Inside was a gold locket with a photo. Dad, smiling beside a woman I'd never seen, and a little boy. My heart dropped. The boy was maybe 10. I flipped through the papers. Birth certificate, school reports, even drawings labeled for Daddy. The mother's name was Laura James. I sat down on the bench, staring at my father's handwriting scrawled across one of the pages. If you're reading this, I ran out of time. You deserve to know who I really was. My father had another family, a son, a woman he'd been with for almost 2 decades. The timelines overlapped with my own childhood. The Christmases he worked late, the birthdays he missed a flight. It all made sense. He hadn't been a distant father. He'd been stretched between 2 lives, and somehow Mom had known. I drove to the address listed on one of the school forms, a small house on the edge of town. The rain hadn't stopped. When she opened the door, I recognized her instantly. The woman from the photo. You must be Anna, she said softly, her eyes full of tears. He told me about you. Her name was Laura. The boy, Evan, peeked from behind her legs. He was maybe 16 now, the same brown eyes as Dad, the same quiet look when he didn't know what to say. Laura invited me in. The living room was warm, filled with photos. My father was in nearly all of them, laughing, cooking, even holding Evan's trophies. He looked alive in ways I'd never seen growing up. He came every weekend he could, Laura said, wiping her eyes. He tried to leave your mother once. She told him she'd make sure you'd hate him forever if he did. I could barely breathe. So he stayed? He stayed because he thought you'd be safer that way. He thought you'd grow up believing he was the bad guy instead of growing up in the middle of a war. Laura handed me a notebook. Inside were letters, written to me. Dozens of them. My birthdays, my graduation, my first job. All things he remembered but never said. I was there when he wrote most of these, she whispered. He wanted you to know he never stopped choosing you, even when he couldn't show it. I opened one. Dear Anna, I missed your school play tonight. I wanted to clap louder than anyone, but it wasn't my night to see you. I hope one day you'll understand why I didn't fight harder. I was fighting in a different way. My vision blurred. All the resentment I'd carried melted into something quieter. Grief mixed with understanding. When I got home, Mom was in the kitchen, arguing with a funeral director on speakerphone. She turned when she saw me, her face hardening. Where were you? She demanded. I placed the notebook on the counter. Locker 118. She froze. The color drained from her face. You shouldn't have gone there. You knew. My voice shook. You knew about Laura, about Evan. He betrayed us, she snapped. He loved us, I said quietly. He stayed because you made him choose between us and himself. For a long time, she didn't speak. Then she muttered, I was protecting you. I looked at her, really looked at her, and realized she'd spent her life protecting her version of the story, not me. I left the house that night with the letters tucked under my arm. I stopped by the cemetery the next morning and read the first one aloud beside his grave. You didn't fail me, Dad, I whispered. You just never got to tell your side. Behind me, the sun broke through the clouds, and for a moment, I swore I heard him say, thank you for finding me.